Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. Quick look again at Solana, double checking some important factors here, specifically the Ichimoku cloud, key level resistances, and of course some back-end liquidation data. So welcome aboard if you're new. If you've been watching for a while, thank you again so much. Quick congrats to our community members over here in our Discord group. We got some nice solid profits from Matic, ETH, and of course a little bit more Matic, and then I think there's some BNB and AVAX in here as well. These are my day trading scalping bots, basically just doing a lot of work for us. They are pretty accurate for the most part. Obviously, you want to make sure to watch the trades. But to my community members, congrats on that. Also, future reference, I provide trade alerts and live charts now to my members. So heads up, make sure you enable alerts for Discord, or more so, just enable all channels, because I've added those and some people don't see them. It's kind of crazy. So make sure you add that. Let's look at liquidation levels here in the back end for Solana. So as we talked about yesterday, 165 to 170 is that point of contention, not a point of control specifically, because we have that above the price action now. Okay, basically a resistance above the price. Having said that though, 165 to 170, there is billions of dollars of liquidation in that range. Again, basically just liquidation levels occur just below more recent lows or highs. In this case, there's a few lows here back at about 167, upwards of 170, that are likely to be retested. And to quickly summarize here, we have about 720, 700. There's roughly about 1.5 billion in liquidation, about 166. Okay, and to give you perspective, 166 is not too far away. It's right here in this range. Okay, so all we got to do is break through this lower fib level, 0.236 at 170, continue lower, and Bob's your uncle. Gets a nice profit there. Okay, again, it depends on the direction you're heading. All right, of course, just depends on a lot of things actually. But Solana has performed very well here, contrary to this sell-off, right? So we got to respect the fact that Solana does still have potential to rally back. It's done very well in the last hour. Of course, Bitcoin did too, so just keep that in mind. But it's pulling back with Bitcoin as well. So there is definitely a pairing there between these two coins. But to me personally, the way that Bitcoin's behaving is still kind of making parallel lows with its more recent high, and Solana is essentially slightly higher, honoring its ascending trend line. There is potential for Solana to recover and to effectively do fairly well, but we just got to respect the fact that Bitcoin is on the bearish side of things right now, has a lot of divergences, and if we get back down to that 66 or 65K range, which is probable at this point, again, my personal opinion, I think Solana will follow suit and sweep that lower level of liquidation. Okay, again, that's just generally kind of where it's at. So a good DCA target would be that 166 range because of all that liquidation level, just to kind of get in there before the price rallies back. Okay, so again, just some thoughts for some spot orders. Do you do 100x leverage long position on Solana at 166 and send it to the moon? No, you don't. That's not what you do. That's not what real traders do. If you're a gambler, different story altogether. That is a conversation for another day. Let's look at the daily time frame and just verify. Still very bullish on every sense of the word, right? So the daily time frame for Solana still looks very good. So again, generally the consensus here is if you're going to short, you're going to short with tight margins. We have a short open with Solana. It came super close to our take profit target, and the price rallied back because Bitcoin jumped up a good 2 or 3% in roughly an hour. Having said that, Solana is still looking good on the daily, but it has a lot of divergences too. We have a stochastic RSI divergence here letting us know the second swing down could carry more weight, just implying that we've kind of topped out for the most part in this initial run. We can also see as well that RSI at 70 rejected out a couple of days ago, letting us know that the top is tentatively in. I know people stress out when I say the top is in. I use that as a header for one of my videos recently and got some heat for it. It was kind of funny in a way. I might actually try it again just to kind of see how many emotional idiots come out of the woodwork, right? Again, if you're getting emotional over a price pulling back or somebody saying there's a top or the bottom's in, I don't know, you probably shouldn't be in crypto. Either way you look at it, what I'm getting at here is that we have some divergences on the daily, just letting us know some resistances are in, we've got some momentum shifts, and that's just kind of the way that it works. Having said that though, we look at the RSI and the MACD on the 4 hour, it tells us a slightly different story. It tells us we might be bottoming out here on the 4 hour time frame, which is transitionary, of course. And if we look at the RSI, we're getting closer to 50, not quite there yet, with stochastic swinging up for the second time. Okay, so this could imply we might have a little bit of a relief rally back up to that recent resistance of 179 to 180. But I don't personally think that's going to happen. I still think that Bitcoin is going to continue to bleed out I feel like this was a false positive with that more recent 1 hour rally that we just saw a moment ago. And I think it's best for us not to get too excited when we see a small pump like this. For example, Bitcoin, look at this, up and down, all in the same token. Half an hour later, we're halfway down to where we began. So again, this stuff happens. Either way you look at it, when you look at Solana here, this is a key takeaway. Solana is holding this level fairly well. This more recent support at 177. Again, it's really too early to tell, but if you can kind of see the correlation between these two coins, with Bitcoin pulling back and Solana kind of holding this line, it does imply there is definitely some interest and some buying pressure at this point. But again, we lose this more recent point of control at about 175 to 178. I think there's a good chance we're going to see the price action pull back again to lower fib levels. Once more, 170, 166, or 164. Again, more recent highs are more likely to be retested. Take a look here, though. This is a pretty solid conclusion for me. When we look at the Ichimoku cloud, it's holding fairly strong. That's generally what the cloud does. When the price action is within the cloud, you don't take a trade. We can see the lag and span still free and clear, conversion lines below the baseline. There's 3 out of 3 reasons here as to why you should not consider a long position, and that if you're considering a short, it may be a better course of action. Again, just different thoughts for different situations, right? But again, I like to kind of give you an unbiased opinion on everything here and just kind of give you perspective on where things may go based on what the data is here for now. This is going to change later. It's going to be different in 12 hours. It's going to be different in 1 hour. So please understand that the overall sense here is to get you some insight and to help you kind of make an informed decision. So I deeply appreciate you watching. Hopefully you learned something today. If you do want to, again, become a better trader, CryptoCache.tech is a site. We do have a lot of new members. To my new members, make sure you read through our signals guide so you know specifically how my signals are structured and recommended trade setups. And obviously trade alerts, visit that and our live charts too, because those are newer functions. I hope you all have a great rest of the day. Thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you soon. Have a good one.